Hello YouTube, Mewtwo here with another gameplay, and this time it's a request for Private Joker on the Sega Performs. That was kind of loud, but I have the sound turned up, you see, because it is Sherlock Holmes, Consultant Detective, and basically while it's a text adventure, it's interspersed with a load of video, to make use of the CD technology at the time. So I figured I may as well turn up the volume and try and make the video clip somewhat audible. Starring Peter Farley as Sherlock Holmes and Warren Green as Dr. Watson in Dun Dun Dun, The Case of the Mummy's Curse. There's actually two more, but I'll probably do The Case of the Mummy's Curse anyway. So basically this is a text adventure game, as I said, and you go around and you watch clips and try and get some clues to indicate, who else you should talk to or where else you should go. I'm not particularly good at it, and I'll probably end up just going around in a circle during this playthrough. I'm not even too sure how good this will come out as a gameplay because, well, basically it's a text adventure, so it's probably not going to be full of high dynamic content to commentate on. And as I mentioned, this is a request video for Private Joker, and he requested his ages back when I got it in a trade from Xfall 2708. I've been putting it off though, partly because I had to get Mega CD recording set up, but also the game itself. I was thinking, am I really going to be able to commentate on that? And is he just trying to get me back for he did a retro review, he calls it, on his blog site for Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and he absolutely hated it. And it's kind of another detective style game. I'm thinking, is he trying to get me back for that? Well, I didn't intend for that to be disliked, and I actually quite liked the game, and I'm sure I'll do some sort of gameplay or feature on it in the future. But anyway, enough preamble. Let's get on and listen to Mr. Holmes' introduction. CD load, CD load. Oh, Holmes.
London is not a beautiful city. Under the soot that covers its buildings is a teeming mass of 4 million souls trying to survive.
That's the whole population of Ireland.
You see it in the paper every day. Thankfully, we have the London Times to keep us informed of all these troubling activities with an unbiased eye and razor-sharp accuracy.
Oh, not like the news of the world, so.
Publication to be an invaluable assistance in our investigations, and I'm sure you will as well. Among the forces of evil which run rampant in this city, there are also, thankfully, two groups of individuals who will aid us in our cause. As we do, they attempt to right wrongs and restore harmony and civility to the streets of London. The first of these groups is a ragtag association of young ruffians. I call them the Baker Street Irregulars. Don't let them fool you. They may be scruffy and ill-bred, but they are on the right side of the law. They can go everywhere, see everything, and overhear everyone. They are my eyes and ears in the streets of London, unquestionably a tremendous asset in our work. They will help us in our investigations if they can. The other group is a far more civilized collection of gentlemen and institutions. I call them the Baker Street Regulars.
Oh, how did you come up with these crazy names?
At the start of any investigation, do keep in mind that it is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Unwittingly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts.
That's good advice.
The people and places to whom I will now introduce you will help us to collect the facts. May we use them wisely. Come, the game's afoot.
Indeed it is. Well, you can tell it's early CD with the very pixelated MPEG-1 codec kind of graphics and the small postage, smaller than YouTube style videos. You definitely, it reminds me of the Angry Video Game Nerds video where, full motion video, I'd rather have full fucking screen. I can totally dig that. But I suppose for, 1991 or whatever this was, that's pretty damn impressive. Now, this screen basically you can kind of go through and get a bit of information on the various people that you'll meet throughout the game, or the places, Scotland Yard, London Rugby. But I'm just going to skip through that because it will be forever just listening to Holmes. Actually, I'll be listening to Watson. And we'll get straight on with it with The Mummy's Curse. Probably another load of video. So I'll just go quiet.
What rubbish! What balderdares!
Hey, that's no way to speak about the game. We haven't even begun yet.
Be so overwrought this early in the morning. Indeed, Holmes. It's irresponsible of the Times to play upon people's superstitions. Ah, you must be referring to the affair of the Mummy's Curse. The entire city in an uproar. 3 men dead, and they expect us to believe that the 4,000-year-old mummy was the murderer. I'm surprised you haven't taken some interest in this case, Holmes. To the contrary, my dear Watson. I have made some inquiries, because I dare say I do believe this murderer is a much younger chap.
Such wit. I have to say though, the production is fairly high on this game for a CD based, or an early CD based game. When you consider that they got proper actors in to do the parts and to record the clips for the game. Well, I assume they're for the game. Maybe these were actually part of the show, but I'd say they're for the game. Now, I can't imagine that was that cheap. So, we have... Actually, geez, I don't even know what these are. And there's no tooltip to hover over and tell me. These are grayed out, so I can't do those. And I think this is when you get all your facts and you kind of go to the judge with them. That's right for the end, so... And of course, we're overlaid over a map of London. Westminster there, Big Ben. Which of course is the bell, not the tower. Marble Arch. Holborn. Kensington. Like a little tourist map. All that's missing is the subway signs. So let's hit this and see what comes up. Oh, crap. Apparently that brings you back to the start of the game. So hopefully I can skip this intro screen. Oh, I did not intro. Lord, this isn't good. It's like I've gone through some sort of a loop. But you can skip the videos, which is good.
What rubbish!
Yeah, it would be rubbish if we couldn't skip the videos. Although apparently if I skip the videos I get a boatload of loading. So, my notes. These are presumably kind of noted people to talk to. So, I've forgotten what the hell was said in that video too, so let's just hit the first person on the list. Henry Ellis. And I think this means go to them. And I think this means get information on them. Henry Ellis is the foreign news editor of the London Times. He has a keen interest in crime news. Okay, so it was the news, or I was going to say the news of the world. Jeez, I suppose because of that being in the news, making the news instead of reporting it. That's in my head. But anyway, the London Times. So let's go there, because they were the ones reporting this crazy incident.
It's quite amusing, all this hoopla over a mummy's curse, I must say.
Yes,
Not so
hoopla.
amusing, of course, the murder of 3 Englishmen. Have any of your reporters uncovered anything new? Actually, I've been in Paris the past several weeks. Just returned to London on
Yes,
Tuesday.
one was
I've
in
had
Paris.
no involvement with the writing of any of these articles. I believe they are all the work of Philip Travis. He's one of our young reporters. For a short time, he was the Egyptian correspondent. Was he sacked? No. He returned to London just a few days ago. I gather he was reassigned to cover the case from here because he had some familiarity with the murder in Egypt. Do you know Travis? No. Never actually met the chap, although I hear he's a bit of an odd duck. Thanks for your help, Henry. Anytime. Let me know when you catch the mummy. That's one scoop I'd like to get.
Okay, so I guess that means return to game B and go talk to Philip Travis. I wonder if see my note. Bum bum bum. As well as visiting people and places, you can also bring up the news and you can get clues by reading the different papers. So just to demonstrate, I'm going to flick through a paper, even though I find this part quite tedious. And yes, you can zoom in. They don't expect you to be able to read that. So you just bring up each piece of news. So Bert's on the 18th at Clyde House, Clyde Road, Dublin. Dublin, eh? What a coincidence. The wife of Major C.B.H. Jenkins, 19th Prince of Wales, own Hussars of a daughter. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Marriages, deaths, funerals. Oh, it's all fun. Miscellaneous. Magic elixir. So basically you got to troll through the papers in search of kind of clues that might lead you, to different people in the game. Which, to be fair, is actually very in keeping with Sherlock Holmes' character. He does, go through the times in the books and whatnot to find vital pieces of evidence. Well, let's see if Philip Travis is on this no list. TTT. No, it's not. So I guess we'll go to the directory. Look for Travis. Philip Travis. That's who we want. And information. Clues. Nothing on file. So do they actually have a file that says nothing on file? That doesn't seem too prudent. Mr. Holmes, this guy is a loony. I think that's meant to be Watson's report, although you wouldn't tell from that picture that that's meant to be Watson.
So you've been reading my articles in the Times. I'm honored. What do you think of them? Quite interesting. You've clearly been following the murders quite closely. Who do you suspect? I believe it is the work of the ancient Egyptian god Pumatef and his goddess Neith. Be serious. I couldn't be more serious. You see, Mr. Holmes, although I am a journalist, I was actually trained as an Egyptologist. I know all about these mysteries. That's why my articles carry the force of truth. And what is the truth, Mr. Travis?
It's out there.
The truth is that the Egyptians discovered the secret of life. What we call science is mere child's play compared to the knowledge they had. Look at this. Do you know what
If
this
they
is?
had such knowledge,
It appears to be a mummified animal of some sort.
why are they dead?
Precisely. Write a conversation piece. I've been using it in some very important experiments which, if successful, will unlock the secret of bringing back the souls of the dead. I've been working on it, Mr. Holmes, using these tanner leaves. Watch. Uma lotus. Licantina. Aurora.
Doobly doobly. Harbla deebly da. Oh, that didn't work either.
It appears that the soul of this particular monkey has no intention of making a reappearance. It's only a matter of time, I know it is. After all, these secrets have been buried for thousands of years. These things don't happen overnight. But it will happen someday. This is my mission. I believe I'll leave you to your work, Mr. Travis. And don't go yet. Let me show you more. Thank you.
I believe I've seen enough. So that seemed to be a dead end, actually. Guess back to the notes and see if there's anyone else that might be able to lead me in the direction of these killers. Ooh, Edward Hall. Dum dum dum. Oh, wait a second. I should probably go to Inspector Lestrade of the Yard. I'm sure we've notes on him. His bulldog tenacity has brought him to the top at Scotland Yard, which in the books I always thought he was portrayed as being a bit of a gombean. He is the pick of a bad lot. Well, maybe that explains it. I thought it said he is the prick of a bad lot. Rather an unimaginative sort who was out of his depth, provided assistance with the taking of Sebastian Moran and the Baskerville case. One dead archaeologist, no suspect, no motive. Better get on it, Holmes. Looks like this one's up to you. Okay, civil servant, that doesn't seem like a fairly fair way of doing things. If I remember rightly, this guy always makes fun of Holmes and kind of like his supposed kind of fame as a private eye. And, it's up to you. Go save the day.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Sherlock Holmes,
See?
London's most overly praised amateur sleuth, needing the help of the Yard again. You're going to stand for that, Holmes. Let's just see who proceeds to solve this case, Watson. Inspector Lestrade, my good man, I'm looking into the cause of James Windebag's death. I should have known. That murder has brought out every crank in the city. I think the professional police can wrap this one up. All the same, could you tell us what you've discovered to date? One dead archaeologist, no suspect, no motive. And what of Andrew Weatherby's death? Have you looked into that? I have talked to Captain Ramsey, but we have no leads. Look, I'm not even sure that Weatherby's murder falls into our jurisdiction. And if it doesn't, You're not going to find me worrying about it. As it is, I have enough murders to take care of.
Okay, so I guess I go looking for a Weatherby next. Someone's got to, given that inspector is busy. Busy growing a moustache. He'd have done great during November. Oh, I actually can't remember what the hell he said. Oh, I got a goldfish memory. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe he'll... No, he doesn't give me the name. Damn it. Guess I might just flick through the directory and see if I see who I'm looking for. Oh, Weatherly or Weatherby or something like that, wasn't it? Watson. Oh, Andrew. That's it. Weatherby. Let's try Watson as well, see what comes up there. That should be a large file. Nothing on file. Quite a lovely lady. Such a tiny bird she is. Okay. I think you don't have to watch the videos. You could just kind of get the short breakdown from Watson. Or maybe you don't, because they didn't give you the names, but... I'm not too sure the point of having both the Watson piece and the video clips.
I'm very sorry to intrude on you in your moment of grief.
It's quite all right. You know, Andrew and I haven't been married very long.
Long enough to know if he had any enemies?
Andrew was so unassuming. Everyone liked him.
Including Mr. Uruburu?
Uruburu?
I really loved my husband.
I'm sure you did. Oh, English toffee. My favorite.
Would you like one?
Please.
Toffee does seem to be a big thing in England, alright.
Sorry.
As is fudge. Everywhere you go.
I've never been
Different types of fudge.
things.
So I guess I'm looking for an Uruburu, or whatever the hell she said. Man, I'm not good with names. But my lord, this video is already running on, and given that it basically is going to be the same thing again and again, you kind of follow each video through to the next one until you get to the end. I've actually never managed to get to the end of one because, well, it kind of gets a little boring, and I like kind of detective games, but I don't know, it's both slow paced and it kind of feels a bit detached because of the videos. It feels like you're just watching versus being a participant in an interactive adventure, like some of the old text adventure games. So definitely, when it comes to rating it, it's something I would say for collectors only. If you're interested in adventure games, there's better examples. But one thing I will say is it's not that bad for an early CD based title, and it's relatively easy to pick up on a Mega CD, so you can boost your collection. And I take it must have done pretty well, because there's actually a sequel, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective 2, or Volume 2, so they obviously had planned to do a bit of a series of it, presumably with 3 cases in each one. I mean, there was quite a number of books, and then TV shows with new stories, so there's a lot to spin off to. So, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching as always, especially given that this one has turned out to be quite long, jeekers. And I barely got anywhere in the game. I think that sums it up. Until next time, hopefully it'll be a more action-packed gameplay. Bye for now.